The Academy of Fortepiano is a really wonderful expression of a lot of the things I believe in as a musician.
We're not interested in telling students what they don't know. What we're really interested in is having the students bring all of their unique and beautiful musical personalities.
So the Academy of Fortepiano is trying to bring students an environment where they can really learn from the instruments.
Playing different pianos always helps to unlock the music that it's written for.
Within 2 hours you could play on an instrument designed in the late 1700s and then immediately go to something in the late 1800s.
They have so many different ones, and it's so enriching to be able to try all of them and practice different pieces that are more adequate for one or another.
The strength of the Academy, I think, is a spirit of openness and dialogue. It's not that you come to a festival and they're celebrity musicians or famous teachers who are going to tell you how to play music.
Now we're up to almost 20 students coming every year, and of course they all want to practice, they all want to play on all the pianos, and it's quite an organization, but it's an incredibly wonderful sense of camaraderie.
There's an atmosphere from the very beginning that gets created of people learning from each other. And I think maybe part of that is because we all, including the faculty and the guest artists who come in.
It always strikes me that every day when I walk into the restaurant to have a meal, you know, there are already groups intensely talking and people who only met each other 2 days ago, and it feels like family.
The Academy is really unique as a summer festival because I think it is at this point one of the leading and largest academies of fortepiano study in the United States.
We have this amazing collection of original and reproduction fortepianos and harpsichords and clavichords. And each one has its own distinct voice, its own way of behaving, its own touch, its own sound. I think we're all learning from the pianos.
First time playing on this many different kinds of fortepianos and dedicating a whole week just to play on fortepianos.
It's been really interesting to get to try all the different touches and hear the different sounds.
Even if you only play on a modern piano, when you come back home, the sounds of the period, you know, kind of stay with you if you have practiced on these instruments.
It's a different world. And since we don't have a time machine, this is the closest we get as musicians, right?
We believe strongly that each musician, each pianist has his or her own voice, and that we connect them with the fortepianos, and then that's where the magic happens here at the Academy.
I think here it's absolutely fascinating because you get to work with the same speaker, I guess, as the composers originally had.
You really get to, you feel like you're back with the early composers and hearing what is close to what they would have heard as possible.
I think the goal of AFP is to make playing on period pianos, historical pianos, accessible.
The moment she hit the first chord, and I was feeling like, wow, so that's how it's supposed to sound like.
The touch is so important, and I'm definitely getting a more sensitive touch being here.
This has definitely been a life-changing experience being here.
I finally realized you might play something like from different time and on different instruments you might have to use different techniques.
Just my fingers and my ears have both become more sensitive to the possibilities of every instrument I play.
Everyone has something to say about music, and I learn just as much from the participants every year as I do have to share with them about my own thoughts on music.